went to Nickerson High School. I guess as far as the barn was concerned, starting my junior year, me and a couple of my friends wanted to check out some haunted places, so a kid from Hutch High said, he asked if we ever heard of Scratchy's Barn, which is out just past Nickerson, in between Nickerson and Sterling, and he told us the story, so we decided to go check it out, and that was probably the only place that we ever had any actual experience.
The first time I visited Scratch's Barn, I went at the dark of night with a couple of friends and my camera. Of course, being the kids we were, we played up the haunted angle of the barn. However, when I visited during the day with another friend recently, I was struck by the eerie serenity of this structure in the middle of nowhere, which only survives now due to urban legend.
We're here 8 miles outside of Sterling, Kansas, where, supposedly, in 1987, a man killed himself by hanging himself. Now, unfortunately, as he began to do so, he regretted it, and he began scratching himself and the walls around him, leading to its name, Scratch's Barn.
We go out there, it's probably 1 a.m. Didn't hear anything really, walking around, and then we find the wooden ladder leading up to the second level.
As you can see, the entire structure is collapsed from the roof.
And that's where supposedly the old farmer had hung himself, and that's where you could hear the scratches. So we're looking up there through that hole, and right in my friend Chris, he's like, all right, I'm gonna go up there. And as soon as he touches the ladder, we started hearing basically what sounded like fingernails on cinder block. So it started in the far corner of the barn, and then it just kept getting a little bit louder and louder till it was right above us. And right then is when the flashlight went black. So before that, we all promised each other, since that was our only flashlight, we were just gonna stick together. But when it went black, I mean, we all basically just scattered and fumbled around, tripping over stuff until we ran out of the barn and tried to get back to the car. The creepiest part, I guess, out of all that was we got to the car, took off, went back to the high school, parked in the parking lot, and my friend Kevin, he looks at the back, and on the passenger side wheel well of my friend's car, it looked basically like a muddy handprint that had hit and like pulled away, and where the 4 fingers would be were about 6-inch like scratch marks on his Lexus. So that was our experience there.
We made out to the outside.
If given the opportunity to go back, like at night, would you go back?
Now, no. We did go back maybe like 2 months after that experience. So there was probably 8 or 9 of us that went that time, and we had no experience that time. So I probably wouldn't go back.
But do you believe that old farmer's spirit still haunts that barn?
I don't know that for a fact. I mean, it could have been anything, I suppose. It could have been a raccoon or a possum or something, but I thought it was very strange that it happened right at that exact moment, and it just, I mean, it really sounded like fingernails on concrete or cinder block, and it coming right towards us, like louder and louder. So, and then the handprint and everything, I don't know where that came from. So I think it's possible.
Today, Scratch's Barn still stands, largely forgotten, littered with trash. A last bastion of a bygone era, one could say. However, a few urban adventurers in Kansas have kept the spirit of this building alive, filling it with the occasional visitor. Whether it's those who find themselves brave enough to potentially be in the presence of a lonely spirit, or those who simply want to admire the peacefulness and serenity of the barn, I suppose there is a long future for this place. A relic of Midwestern mythos.